expect you. Talk about an unwelcome visitor. What's up? I'm Madge the Vag, here to talk to you about your Aunt Flo. Today, I'll find out what that bloody visitor is all about. What do you call your period? You got any fun names for it? I call mine, a red river runs through it.
The curse, friend. My mother used to call it your friend. It was never your friend.
7 days of hell.
Hell! Well, that makes sense. All the flames, it's red, it's wild.
Nanny Flo.
Nanny Flo? You know, I have an Aunt Flo. Well, welcome back, Dr. Ashley Bartalot. Thanks for being here.
It's great to be back again.
So I know this is nuts, but we've never actually talked about this. We're talking about periods. How often am I supposed to get it? How long is it gonna last? When am I gonna get it? All that nonsense.
So the average girl starts her period around 11, and then she should get her period every month. We can say anywhere from 21 to 35 days, and it should only last anywhere from 2 to 7 days. Anything longer than that is too long. And again, you're not bleeding the same amount every day. Usually the first day or two is spotting. Days like 3 to 4, even day 2 to 4 are gonna be more of a flow, and then day 5 to 7 is gonna be spotting again. It's not considered abnormal if you only bleed for 2 days. It's not abnormal if you bleed for 7 days.
True or false, women have their period around 450 times in a lifetime.
True. True. True.
It is true. It's true and it's not right. Now, here's something weird. Sometimes it's a trickle, sometimes it's a geyser, sometimes it's so much I'm like, oh, maybe I should store it and donate it, help my community. What's that all about?
Unless you're bleeding so much to where you feel like you're having to change your feminine product every like 1 to 2 hours and you're feeling dizzy or lightheaded, you don't really need to be concerned about the flow being too light or too heavy.
But it can be too heavy where there's some issues going on.
Definitely. If you start noticing where you feel like you're getting really hot, you're feeling sweaty, your heart is racing, and you also just feel very tired and weak, those are signs that your period is too heavy and you should really seek the attention of a medical provider.
Okay.
Preferably a gynecologist.
What's all sometimes there's clumpiness in there, sometimes there's not. What's the clumps about?
So usually the clumps are happening more on day 2 or 3 of your cycle when you're noticing a little heavier, and that's just the initial lining of the endometrium, which is where a baby would implant inside the uterus, and that's what those little clumps can be. If it's really thick, like a clot, that's just the blood coming together. It's a natural process, but the clot should be smaller than the size of a quarter.
Now the colors change. It's red, it's pink, it's brown. I mean, I'd love it if it were like a fun fuchsia, but why is it changing colors?
Just the way the blood's responding to oxygen. So then usually the first couple days it's a little dark, little spotting, and that's because it's old blood. Whereas like day 2, day 3, the main part of your flow is gonna be more of the bright red. And again, as it continues to make clots, which your body naturally does to try and prevent you from bleeding too much, it's gonna start getting darker again.
How would you describe cramps to an alien?
Uncomfortable. Someone taking a fist and shoving it inside your body, grabbing your organs and trying to pull them out. The worst feeling that you could ever experience.
Wonder if aliens get cramps. Well, what is this cramping about? Is getting cramps during your period, is that a bad sign or is that just part of the process?
You might notice you have pain on one side more than the other, and that's more of the release of the egg. You might notice a little bit of discomfort on your right or left side, and that's normal, and that's usually in the middle of your cycle. During your period, the cramping is more your uterus. It's a big muscle, it's contracting down, and it's trying to push blood out of a closed cervix. So it's uncomfortable, but it shouldn't be too painful to where you can't tolerate the discomfort or where it doesn't go away with a light medication. So you really need to focus on having a well-balanced diet. A healthy, moderate amount of exercise is gonna keep your body in check. It's gonna keep your hormones regular, and just making sure that you're following up with your medical doctor to make sure that there aren't any other medical conditions that could throw off your periods.
Boy, I could gush about this all day, but I gotta go. I'm Madge the Vag, and if you have any questions or comments, put them in my box. My inbox, that is. Come on in, Auntie. Let's do this. To What's Up, I'm Madge the Vag. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, click to watch more, and don't forget to subscribe.